So this is my survey, informal survey at the AP level with my students on this 10th of January 2020. My question to them is the homework policy in this class working for you guys?
Personally, I find that the optionals, versus proactive and stuff, I find that very beneficial. I'll be honest, sometimes I don't always do the proactive work, but when I do, I feel like it definitely gives me like an advantage in class, especially if I was like stressed out or had a test that day. It's nice to not have to do that, but at the same time, when I have extra time, it's nice to be able to get ahead so that I know what's coming ahead in the future for this class specifically. And then again, with stuff like optional projects, that's always a good way to give students the opportunity to get extra points if they need it, or just to, show their level of, understanding in the class. But also, by making it optional, it's not super stressful.
And what's your name?
Sam Rosen.
Thank you very much.
Going off of that, I think in at least this AP class that is really honored. I feel like it's really laid out what is optional homework and then what is proactive homework and then what is the mandatory homework for that day on the Blackboard page. And that really helps us because it's way easier to know, using the Blackboard page, it's way easier to know when homework is due. And just like as Sam said, the optional homework and proactive homework is really helpful because some days I know in the end of the week I'm going to have a bunch of homework for another class, and it's really nice to know, I can get ahead and not feel stressed about this class.
And what is your name?
Aspen Copley Smith.
Thank you very much.
I also agree that the optional and proactive homework is something that's really beneficial for us. And I've also seen a lot less busy work in this AP class than any other Spanish or language class that I've had before, because I think the setup is really effective in not only preparing us for the AP exam, but making sure that we really benefit from every activity that we do.
And what's your name?
Ellie Chang.
Thank you very much.
I think the professor definitely respects the Blackboard policy really well, even though it's not necessarily required. He always has the assignments very clearly laid out in Blackboard and has a very meticulous page, which is always really helpful for us in order to find our assignments, in order to understand what's proactive. I definitely enjoy the proactive homework a lot because it gives us the opportunity to kind of be in control of our own learning and choose, because we know that we're going to be evaluated within class, but he's giving us the resources ahead of time to know what I should study, what I should review more, and it gives us more control over how we manage our time, which is definitely helpful.
What's your name?
Zoe Verma.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so for me, I find the Blackboard page a tad confusing, but I like how I can always find the homework right on the assignment page. And I also got the chance to do an optional project, which was pretty fun, and it also prepared me a lot for the coming weeks for the class. And I'm Gavin.
How can we improve the Blackboard page, in your opinion?
There's just like a lot of writing on it, and maybe if it was like in a chart format where it's like what's assigned and what's like optional, so it's like a little more like organized in there.
That's fine. And what's your name?
Gavin.
All right, thank you very much.
So to look at this from a slightly different angle, when I look through the distribution of grades and points for assignments, I personally am happiest when I see that participation and oral conversations and discussions are right up there next to the homework and quizzes. I think when you're considering homework and the work we're doing in this class, putting as much emphasis and importance as you can on the aspect of the work that goes on with this language that doesn't necessarily happen at home and happens in this setting where we can really try and get have this resource of professor right in front of us. That's really what makes the learning in this class super productive and super meaningful for me. So I think it's cool to see that being reflected in how things are formally assessed. And my name is Annika Vaughn.
Thank you very much.
So one thing I really like about this class is the homework policy, and how the policy is that homework is only assigned when it's meaningful to the class and necessary rather than just being assigned every day. And I think that this is a really good policy because it eliminates kind of busy work, and it just overall makes the experience more meaningful and fulfilling. And this also helps us in class because we can draw the things that we learned from our homework into our daily routine in the class.
And what's your name?
Cassia Jones.
Thank you very much. Para todos ustedes, Grabaciones Contacto.